right, y'all, are you tired of fiddle farting around with your website traffic and SEO strategy? Well, I have just the thing for you. I have a brand new free live training coming all about how to 300x your website traffic in 3 simple steps. So mark your calendars for Friday, November 1st. Go to faithhannon.com/300x and save your spot for one of 3 time slots where you will get to learn live. Inside the 1-hour training, you're going to learn the best way to do keyword research for massive traffic growth without expensive tools or a ton of time and experience. You're going to learn the easiest way to set up the back end of your website for SEO success in a day. No coding and no website guru required. And you're going to learn the proven system to building a traffic generating machine in 2 hours a week or less. All with simple, actionable, needle moving homework. It only lasts an hour, and just implementing one of the homework tips I'm dropping will save you at least 10 times that hour investment over the course of the next quarter. Go to faithhannon.com/300x to choose the time slot that works best for you and get your booty in a seat. And I will see you live on Friday, November 1st. All right, y'all. So today, in the middle of this SEO and keyword mini series, we're going to be diving into keyword difficulty explained the easy way. Because I don't know if y'all are like me, but if it has to be complicated, I'm probably going to figure out a way to make it simple, okay? Because y'all, life is too short for overly complicated anything, right? And building your business should not take a rocket scientist brain to figure out the terminology involved, okay? So today I want to break down keyword difficulty for you because it is one of the things that, one, a lot of people don't understand, and two, one of the things that can really, really impact whether or not you are going to rank for a keyword. Now, without getting super technical, there's a lot of things that go into keyword difficulty, but I'm going to break it down easy for you, okay? So what a keyword difficulty explained the easy way is this. It's simply how many people and how big of a business those people have are wanting to get found for a particular keyword or keyword phrase. So think about it like this. So y'all may not know this, but back in my elementary, middle school, high school years, I was actually really into musical theater and drama. And I, of course, like go big or go home, I always wanted the lead role, right? Like who doesn't? But so did everybody else, right? And so when you go into an audition and you're like, oh, I want to try out for the lead role, like, yeah, they're like, thanks, you and everybody else. And so when you're looking for keywords, I want you to think about it like this. Are you auditioning for the lead role? You know, is this keyword a lead role type of a keyword that everybody wants? Or is this a nice supporting role that's going to help you, build some clout with the director and build a good resume to hopefully get a better role next time, right? Now, fun story, funny fact. I think I was in like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, somewhere in there, and I auditioned for this musical, Babes in Toyland. And I got like the worst parts. It was so sad. And I had quite a bit of experience for my age and where we lived up until that point, but it was my first time working at this theater, working, air quotes, right? Like nobody's paying me. It was a child's musical, right? So I auditioned for Babes in Toyland and I got no speaking parts. I got a part in the chorus and then I got the part as a tree. I got the part as a tree, y'all. I was a tree. Bless me. I'm tall, but like a tree? Anyway, I just decided that I was going to do a jam up job of these parts. And having had experience in theater, I memorized pretty much the whole script by the time it was production time. And so if some kid didn't know their lines, I remembered it, and bless me, I usually said their line for them and worked it into a way that made sense for the show. And then in my tree role, I got to scream as somebody pulled a branch off of me. I don't remember even why they were doing that, but they pulled a branch off of me. And I made it the most dramatic, funny like moment in that scene. And between that and remembering all of the little kids' lines for them that they forgot, the next time I auditioned for a role at that theater, I got one of the lead roles because I had built some clout and I had built some trust with the directors and I had built my resume. So if there is a keyword that you would really like to go for, you're like, man, that keyword phrase totally fits my business. It is something that I could get so much traction, so much traffic if I could rank in the top 1, 2, or 3 for that keyword. I really want to go for that keyword. Don't get discouraged if I tell you that you can't go for that yet, or you look at the keyword difficulty and analyze it and you're like, man, I just can't go for that yet. Because what you can do is you can go for keywords or roles in this example that you can actually get and build some clout, build some street cred, and build your resume, so to speak, so that eventually you can go for that more difficult keyword. So we've defined keyword difficulty as like the more popular role, right, in a show that you might want to go for versus the less popular, like where does it rank in there? But what a lot of people do when they start doing keyword research is they just simply look at a number on the keyword difficulty column of whatever keyword research tool they use. Now, I love Ubersuggest. It's no secret. And they have a keyword difficulty section on all of the keywords that you can look and kind of evaluate. But what a lot of people do is they just look at that number and then they make their decision whether they're going to go for that keyword or not based simply on that number. And so I want to give you a little bonus tip today about one hack that you might be missing when it comes to evaluating the keyword difficulty for the possibility of you ranking for that. And that tip is this. I want you to spy on the competition on who is actually ranking for that keyword. Because sometimes the people that are ranking in the top page of Google for that keyword, the top 1, 2, or 3 are probably pretty competitive. But sometimes slots 4 through 10 are not actually that difficult. And if you do a little bit of spying and look at who the competitors are, how big their brand is, how many backlinks they have, how many shares they have, and what their domain authority is, then you can actually get a good feel for whether or not this seemingly too difficult keyword is actually attainable for you to rank with. Now, when we're talking about keyword difficulty and how difficult of a keyword that you can go for, that obviously depends on your industry and your domain authority and your street clout and how much content you have created around that keyword already. But generally speaking, if I'm just trying to give a blanket answer, because I have people ask me this, you're like, how difficult can I go for? And I'm like, well, book a coaching call and we'll see. But if you just need a blanket answer, a place to start, try to stay at around 60 keyword difficulty or below. Because typically if you get above 60, then you're getting into some more of those, quote, those major roles, those leading role type of keywords that everybody wants. And so if you get in the, 60, 70, 80 keyword difficulty range, generally those are too difficult for smaller businesses to rank for. So try to stay at about 50 or below for the keyword difficulty, but also don't be afraid to do some spying on the competition. Now, if you have Ubersuggest, you can click the keyword and it will show you the top 10 links ranking for that, the domain authority, and all of that information that you need within that to see, if it's a decent keyword for you to try to go for. If you don't have the paid Ubersuggest, then you can do this with an incognito browser and just kind of look and see who's ranking for that, how big their brand is. You're going to have to do a lot more digging, but don't be afraid to do some spying and use your little God-given brilliant brain trying to figure out if a keyword is attainable for you. And don't just go off of the number, right? Use the number as a guideline, but also spy out the competition. So there you have it. Keyword difficulty explained the easy way. If you think of keyword difficulty as how big of a role it is that you're auditioning for, that'll give you a little bit more of an easy way to think about it and a less intimidating way. So if you are not already signed up for the free live training that I've got going on Friday, make sure to get signed up for that. faithhannon.com/300x. There are 3 time slots to choose from. I'll be showing up live, teaching you the 3 things that you need to do, the 3 steps you need to do to 300x your website traffic in a year or less. Now, obviously you have to do the work, but these 3 steps have worked for clients and students again and again and again. And it's not crazy complicated, and it doesn't take a poop scoop of time. So make sure that you're at the free training. Just even one of the tips, the homework tips that I'm going to give y'all, will pay your time back exponentially over the next quarter. So make sure that you're there, that you're signed up, and you're ready to take notes, because I'm excited to teach y'all these 3 steps to 300 extra traffic. All right, y'all, we'll chat with you again tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening in today. Hopefully this episode gave you some really tangible tips for better SEO and marketing to get more leads and more sales from your website. If it did, can I ask you a quick favor? Would you please share this episode with a friend, and then just take 10 seconds and go leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. That is the very best way to help more Jesus-loving entrepreneurs scale their businesses so that they can help more people with their gifts and make an even bigger impact for the kingdom of God. And guess what? We now have a Facebook community where we can learn, hang out, and laugh. Go join the Facebook group now. It's linked in the show notes. And all the other things, courses, coaching, and copywriting, can be found at my website, faithhannon.com. Until next time, God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.